Let's now shift our focus to Britain now. In 48 hours from now, Britain's former monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, will finally be laid to rest. And as I speak, thousands are queuing up outside Westminster Hall to catch a final glimpse of the Queen's coffin and pay their respects. But officials from one country have been barred from doing so: China. Reports say a Chinese delegation has been banned from viewing the Queen's coffin. Why? Our next report tells you.
These images are from Westminster Hall. What you see are mourners queuing in lines to get a glimpse of Queen Elizabeth's coffin. The lines stretch for tens of miles, with thousands waiting for hours at stretch. On Friday, the crowds grew so big that the queue had to be halted for 6 hours. Shortly after it resumed, members of Parliament, the Mayor of London, former Prime Ministers and foreign dignitaries, they were all seen paying their respects to the Queen, but one foreign delegation was surprisingly banned from doing so: China. Reports claim a Chinese delegation was recently barred from viewing Queen Elizabeth's coffin, that its request to enter Westminster Hall was refused by the House of Commons Speaker Lindsay Hoyle. The question is, why? The answer is China itself, its record on human rights abuses, its heavy-handed style of diplomacy, and its strained relations with the UK. Last year, China imposed unwarranted travel bans and froze the assets of 9 Britons, including 7 parliamentarians. Why? Because these parliamentarians had accused Beijing of mistreating Uyghur Muslims. So China responded with bluster, and the UK paid in kind. Last year, it banned the Chinese ambassador from entering the British Parliament. This year, it has banned Chinese officials from paying respects to the Queen. That's not all. Tory MPs are also asking the British government to withdraw an invitation to Xi Jinping to attend Queen Elizabeth's funeral. This royal snub has upset Beijing. It's reminding the British about protocol, asking them to treat all guests properly.
Foreign delegations participating in the event upon invitation from the United Kingdom is a sign of respect to the Queen and the importance accorded to the United Kingdom. As the host, the United Kingdom should uphold diplomatic protocols and proper manners to guests.
Britain's attitude towards China is likely to harden in the months ahead. The new British Prime Minister, Liz Truss, has already vowed to be more hawkish towards Beijing. And for whatever it's worth, the new British monarch is also not too fond of China. In 2015, he conspicuously skipped a state banquet for the Chinese president. In 2008, he boycotted the Beijing Olympics, citing his support for Tibet. In 2005, he missed another state banquet for Chinese President Hu Jintao. And in 1997, right after Hong Kong's handover to Beijing, Charles described Chinese leaders as appalling old waxworks. It's hard to say if he will soften his stance as the monarch, but his disdain for the Chinese leadership is well established.